Is it okay to plan and set goals as a worship leader? Stay tuned. Hey, welcome to Worship Launch. My name is Zach Dietz, and today we're going to be talking about planning and setting goals as a worship leader. And over the past couple of weeks, I've had this phrase that just keeps popping into my mind, and it's "don't forget the Lord." And as I've thought about that phrase, it brings me to my planning as a worship pastor. I have big dreams and visions of what I'd like our worship ministry here at Evergreen to look like. But I believe the Bible offers us a very balanced approach when it comes to our planning and setting goals. In Luke 14, verses 28 through 30, Jesus implies that being a thoughtful planner is a good and wise thing. Let me read those verses to you real quick. It says, "For which one of you, when he wants to build a tower, does not first sit down and calculate the cost to see if he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he has laid a foundation and is not able to finish, all who are watching it will begin to ridicule him, saying, 'This person began to build and was not able to finish.'" And I'd like you to consider this verse in Proverbs. It's Proverbs 21, verse 5. It says, "The plans of the diligent certainly lead to advantage, but everyone who is in a hurry certainly comes to poverty." So those are words from the wisest man who ever lived, Solomon. But just because we've been diligent to plan, it doesn't always equal reached goals. The process of planning and setting goals must be held onto lightly. Why do I say that? Well, let's look at what James has to say in James 4:13 through 14. James says this, "Now listen, you who say, 'Today or tomorrow we will go do this.' Let me start over. Now listen, you who say, 'Today or tomorrow we will go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business, and make money. Why, you do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes." So the Bible really teaches against the two extremes of never setting goals and setting goals without involving God in the process. Because we have to take the whole counsel of the Bible and not just use one solo verse to make a point. We find the more balanced approach actually in the very next verse in James, which is James 4:15. It says this, "Instead, you ought to say, 'If it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that.'" And going back to Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9, it says, "In his heart a man plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps." So in our goal setting and our planning, have you forgotten the Lord? Are you going about your own agenda to accomplish what you want, or are you desiring His will to be done? In our planning and setting goals, we have to allow for God to do the unexpected. To me, it's been awesome to watch God accomplish some of the things that He laid on my heart a long time ago for this ministry, and then to bring them into fruition in ways I never could have seen. You know, in my head, I had my ideas of how I wanted to accomplish these things, but in fact, I can think of one in particular that I tried to implement in my own way, and it just completely failed. But slowly, God is beginning to do that in a way that I would not have chosen or have seen to do. So I just want to leave you with this last encouragement, worship leaders. But as you go about your week this week and through the holidays, remember the Lord. Remember Him in your planning. Remember Him in your goal setting. Remember Him as you go throughout your day to day. And I think, man, we're guilty so many times of wanting to do things our way or setting our own agenda. But remember the Lord. Remember what He has set for you and what His will is for you in your ministry. So that's all I have for today. We'll see you after the new year. Thanks.